afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, April 30th, last day of the month, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. All of us ask the question, really, who am I? When you ask yourself the question, who am I, what answer do you receive? If you're not your name, body, experience, or identity, so then what remains? Keep pondering this. Who is witnessing these thoughts arising right in this now moment? When you find total stillness, then stop and rest here and explore this inner mystery and relax in the unknown. Let yourself unravel today and see what is left. Things will change on this planet. They already have. They're doing at an accelerated rate. Some of it is confusing to some, and some of it is just kind of redundant. And the key here for all of us to understand, I think that everybody on this meditation understands this, is that the children, the generations, is crucial. Of course, we know that the pure evil has infected the children through several generations, but this is how we learn. Every situation properly perceived becomes an opportunity to heal. Every situation properly perceived becomes an opportunity to heal. That's A Course in Miracles. Children are natural sponges, and they absorb everything around them. When you surround your child with an environment, or any child, with an environment constantly overflowing with positive, lighthearted laughter and fun-loving, joyful energy, they absorb this energy and effortlessly begin to discover this natural state of healing inside. If your child's environment is filled with control, stress, arguing, negativity, or disorder, they will assimilate this energy into their bodies and take it on as their own. Whatever we focus on, we feel. Whatever we all focus on, we feel. Become and radiate back out onto the world. It's really that simple. Once you completely drop the personal agenda you have upon your child, or any child, they become the easiest beings in the world to be around. The conflict between parent and child first arises out the shoulds that the adult imposes upon them. When we loosen our grip upon our inner shoulda-holic, we start to relax and can feel a deeper connection with their free souls and spirit. This gives them the space to grow, expand, and be freely creative while being they truly are. Wild, creative, wild being they truly are. Children naturally are the most open, spontaneous, and creative beings you'll ever meet. They are the most receptive to change. Their minds are not stuck in the past or fixated upon a certain mindset from years of skeptical thought patterns. They are fresh, alive, and always growing up and out of their old skin and ready for what is new. This means that your child is your greatest teacher. You are the one in training, learning how to let go of the mind and truly be alive again. Naturally, children are born with the connection to spirit and feel as big and bright as the universe. The only reason we need to empower our children is because they are picking up on the small, powerless, and unconfident aspects inside ourselves. Every child is a natural, loving, healing being from birth, yet they are constantly duplicating whatever the big people share with them. If you want them to develop in the most profound and inspiring way, then give them the energy of timelessness, spaciousness, and freedom. Then this is what they will give you back to the world. They need to play the role of the mature adult who can show them how to deeply, eternally, lovingly accept themselves, approve of themselves, and love every part inside. The more we can show them patience, curiosity, and the willingness to learn, the more beautiful gifts they will give. They will have to give the world as they mature. Do you know how beautiful you are? I think not, my dear. For as you talk of God, I see great parades with wildly colorful bands streaming from your mind and heart, carrying wonderful and secret messages to every corner of this world. I see saints bowing in the mountains hundreds of miles away to the wonder of sounds that break into the light from your most common words. The essential secret that you want to bring into your child's heart and mind is a feeling of safety, inner peace, and silence. This means you will have to cultivate it within yourself in order to give it to them. Spend at least a half an hour of conscious time together each day where you and your child just play, connect, be silly, daydream, and don't need to engage in any dialogue. This time is sacred bonding time on a spiritual level, where your consciousness is merged and head is opening to higher states of acceptance. Let your consciousness become not two separate beings, but one consciousness, one together. Feel into the consciousness of your child, or any child, and merge with that consciousness. You can explore this technique doing anything together. Perhaps you want to take a nap together, tell stories, read, draw, paint, make funny faces, or simply gaze into each other's eyes lying on the floor. The key is the intention that you hold, which is a willingness to listen from a deeper level to who this being truly is and what their soul is truly all about. Allow a gentle smile and soft eyes to permeate your face during this experience, and reach out with your feelings and get a sense of what is happening inside their body and mind. The second essential secret is to feel into the infinite source of love within yourself, and then send this flowing source of love from your heart into theirs. Imagine you are radiating a golden white light from your heart, and it is pouring all over them, flooding their entire body, breath, and heart. The breath is golden light into every cell. Breathe this golden light into every cell, bone, fiber of their being, as long as you can. This source of energy and love is coming from an infinite source, not your mind, so you won't feel drained after. This source of energy is love, and love is coming from an infinite source, not your mind, so you won't feel drained after. Ask their soul if they can receive more of this loving light from you. Imagine this warm, cozy feeling is filling them up from the inside, dissipating any fears, anxiety, or heavy energy that they may have picked up from you or others. Remain in eye contact as much as possible and relax into this soul-gazing experience, and be free to giggle or laugh if needed, yet just look with eyes of love. After you feel this light has transferred into them, lay down on the floor with them and give them a big snuggle and tell them you love them so much. The love that you withhold in this life is the pain that you carry. The love that you withhold in this life is the pain that you carry. Ralph Waldo Emerson. If on any level you notice that you are hoping, wishing, or demanding that your child is different than how they are being right now, you are not loving them. If on any level you notice that you are hoping, wishing, or demanding that your child is different than how they are being right now, you are not loving them. Love is patient, kind, and accepting others as they are. If you are always trying to improve upon your child, they will receive this message as, I am not okay as I am, and surely develop a complex around this growing up. Of course, we really want our children to be like us and be the best human beings they can be. Yet children are highly sensitive beings that simply absorb the base foundational feeling of or vibration their parents are sending out. If you're coming from fear and control, that is the way they will see the entire world to be. Any demand or expectation we place upon a child is coming from a place of fear. Simply remember that love is infinite, patient, super gentle, deeply kind, and does not ever expect perfection. It loves the person exactly as they are. When you apply this simple understanding as the base foundational law for interacting with your child within a few days or hours, you'll start to see them shift and how they relate to you. A little miracle will begin to occur as your child starts to feel it's safe to share this loving, sweet energy inside themselves with everyone. And this can engage a lifelong self-loving healing process. Every child on this planet is born with the power to be a confident, loving, empowered, whole human being. These qualities are naturally found inside of us at birth and blossom into our world when given the right nutrients. When a child understands that they are loved beyond understanding, they find the power within themselves to become a totally confident, loved, and completely whole. The moment we stop throwing any fearful negative energy onto these amazing little beings, they instantly feel this shift inside and discover on their own that life is a great, divine, and safe playground to be enjoyed and explored. It's truly amazing what happens when a child meets with a deeply eternal loving source that can often come in the form of an animal or a very conscious human being. What occurs after is that they receive this energy, feel it as their own, project it onto the people around them, and then receive the feedback from the world that they are this great loving being as well. And do you think this only applies to the children? What about the child within each and every one of us? You can see how this flows, but also, if you, when that body was little, and how you experienced things as a child, how your parents were, how you experienced things, it has a lot to do with today, right in this now moment for all of us. How we perceive, how we view things, how we respond, how we react. It has everything to do with those formidable times when we were children. And then as the body grows, we experience more and more and more. But it is the initial understanding. Can you imagine all of us with this understanding, with ourselves, with the childlike energy that we all have within us? It never goes away. We just take life too seriously. But you imagine that children would have the opportunity to not just have interface with one group of parents, but several. Imagine the diversity. Imagine the expansiveness, the understanding. See, there are some children fortunate enough that were raised by 2, 3, 4 fathers and a few mothers. And it's that enriching experience and cross of knowledge, of experience being shared with that one child. Because doesn't it make sense that when children are really small, the bodies are small, they're like sponges. They absorb everything. So whatever you tell them, they absorb. Whatever you interact with them about, they absorb. And they emulate it. They copy it. See? So if they're in a family where a lot of cuss words are being said, and a lot of anger and hatred and deception and manipulation, what do you think is going to happen? They will in turn absorb that and emulate it. Now we all know that we're all children in certain ways. We don't ever stop being children in certain ways. But a lot of us suppress it. We suppress it because we've been taught, influenced by those around us as we grew up. That, you're an adult now, you got to be serious. Right? You got to take life serious. This isn't a joke. And so, but what happens is that we take this life too seriously. And we get it too focused and too serious. And we're spending all of our time in the past or the future or the past or the future of the past, so on and so forth. So you imagine that you teach a child right from the beginning. What? What are the key understandings to begin with? That they are the God, there's a God in that body. You explain to them what God is. Higher self, soul, spirit, pure consciousness. Doesn't matter how old they are. The mother can be carrying the baby in the womb. You can talk with the baby. But the whole key here is to expand the awareness of who and what you are right from the beginning. This gives everyone a better chance of discovering who and what they are way before they become confused. This is why the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, the pure evil of this planet, influences the children of every generation. While the parents are so preoccupied trying to survive, right? They're working on the children and the children's perspectives. So they fill the children with nonsense. And what happens? The children emulate that. They copy it. They express it. If you knew nothing, let's say you came to this planet and you went into a body, right? And let's say the body was, say 20 years old, 21 years old. And you were in this body and you didn't have a clue about anything, okay? You didn't know anything. You didn't know how things worked, period. You're totally oblivious. Of course, you didn't have the experience and exposure to know it. What would you do? You would look at others and copy them, wouldn't you? This is what we would do. We would look at others, and not knowing anything about anything on the planet, right? The civilization, society, culture, ethics, morals, anything. So the first thing you would do is you would look at these other beings, and you would copy them with how they talked, what they did. Okay? This is what children do. They copy everything. And they're so susceptible to influential frequencies that the pure evil starts working on them from day one. And this is how the civilization becomes advanced. It is through the children, each generation. There's no other way. It is through the children that this education, this knowledge is imparted to in the beginning of who and what they are, what they're about, right from the beginning. In turn, what this does is it enriches the civilization and advances it exponentially into higher and higher and higher vibrational frequencies. It's like the school systems in this country alone. We should just absolutely crap them off, eliminate them, because of the fact that the children The first curriculum, or however you want to say it, is learning who and what they really, truly are. Okay? Who and what they really, truly are. The gods in those bodies. Talk about massive shift in consciousness of this planet. Massive. Unprecedented. But yet it's ignored. Even in this now, it's ignored. And the same thing repeats itself throughout existence. And that's why this planet has found itself, the people with it, have found itself in the position that it is currently in now. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure that we all are. First thing for any of us, even as a child, relax the body. Through your breath. Easy and slowly in through the nose. Easy and slowly out through the mouth. Relax the body through the breath. Remind yourself of that. Relax the body through the breath. You can do this while you're walking down the street. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it sitting in the park. You can do it sitting on your couch. Relax the body through the breath. And it's so good for the body. And it's so good for everything. What does it do for your body to relax the body through the breath? Well, your oxygen production inside the body is stellar. It's very healthy, which what does it do for the body? It helps cleanse the body. Your stress, your worry. I don't think any of us, really, truly, if we really sat down with ourselves without judging or ridiculing ourselves, being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves, that we would come to the conclusion is that why would I continually concentrate and send my energies into worry, stress, and fear? Why would I do that? And why do I, and you ask yourself, why do I do that? When I can concentrate on my breath, the body will let go of stress, tension, anxiety, worry, fear, hatred, revenge, anger, and just drop it all away. Because you know why? As we know, with the breath, you are in the now. This is super powerful. But it's unfortunate that many people fear the now. The reason is because the ego mind controls them, and the ego mind doesn't exist in the now. It'll do everything it can to keep us out of the now. It will do everything it can to keep us out of the now. Now, you still your mind, your subconscious mind and your ego, you still those. What does that mean? It means that you no longer are paying attention to them. You don't engage them. You don't interact with the thoughts that they generate. The noise, the mind chatter that we all have 24/7 is gone. It's not there. And all of these thoughts, say, each of us generate over 60,000 thoughts every 24 hours. That doesn't mean that we know all the thoughts that we're generating out to the universe. We send our thoughts out to the universe. And see, a lot of us, we just don't know what those thoughts. Some of those thoughts are that they manifest through the universe, and they come into our lives and go, where the heck did this come from? Why is this happening? We also have tens of millions, billions of thoughts flying by like clouds in the sky that are programs. They're programs. And this is where we get out of the now. This is what pulls us out of the now. Because remember, you got your ego mind working on it to keep you out of the now. And then you've got all these thoughts, and sometimes we will grab onto one of those programs. And we'll ride it. And we'll create it into reality and experience it. When that happens, it's very important for us to always be practicing, each of us be practicing, to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times, and to stay in the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. You can always find gratitude. You can always find something to be grateful for every second of every day. And it moves you away from the ego mind, say. So when you discover that you have floated off, not a biggie, you know immediately that you will focus on your breath and you'll be in the now every single time, 3,000% of the time. It's knowing this, see. You may find yourself doing that, what? 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times a day. But who's counting? And you'll drop into the heart mind. You'll know it. You'll feel it when you drop down out of the mind, out of the ego. You'll know it. Every one of us knows that. When we are not in the head, we're not in the ego mind, we are in the heart mind. It's a whole different feeling, a whole different experience. People who practice this on this planet have very low stress levels. They don't worry. They don't fear. They don't have anxiety. They don't carry grudges, hatreds, and revenges. They don't do anything. That's not, it's like almost non-existent. Now, when you look in that body, you know you're not the body, right? You know that you're not the name, the personality, the character. You're not your status in this life. You're the God in the body. The body's like a suit that you wear. And you experience its physicality. You experience the body. That's what we do. Each of us experience the bodies that we enter. And it is up to us to choose how wonderful that experience will be or how not wonderful that experience will be. Nothing's controlling how you're going to be in that body but you. So if you look inside that body right now, you'd see 7 lights, all different colors, from the tailbone to the top of the head. What are they? They're spirit etheric energy. Okay? And on this planet they're called chakras. Definition of chakra is wheel. These are wheels of life. And they're much more vibrant than the colors on this planet. You are spirit etheric energy, the God that you are, omnipotently powerful. So we flow through these bodies. We flow through them. We know them. The gods that we are know these bodies inside and out, right down to the quantum core. So we will eventually discover by going within that we have the power of healing these bodies. And in the blink of the eye on what's ever going on with them. Knowing that is half of the way there. That's knowing it, acknowledging that through the heart mind is half the way there. Now you can picture you're standing in front of 3 paths. Okay? You're in the center one, the now. And you look to the left and you see the past path, and then you look to the right and you see the future path. Is there any difference in these paths? Well, you look and you see that the trees have formed a canopy over each path. And these trees are shimmering gold, the leaves, the branches, the bark, everything. And you see the path itself is this vibrant, brilliant, emerald green, flaming grass. It's what appears to be grass. Now, the only difference that you notice as you're looking at all 3 of these paths is that the one on the left, the past, is really worn And the one on the right, the future, is really, really worn. But you're standing on the now, and it looks like it's never been used. Now, we all reminisce, and so you have nostalgia, right? You connect with certain emotionalities of things. You know, your parents might have had a car that you keep forever because of the nostalgia and the memories and everything that were in that car. And a lot of people do that. And most people get connected to things and attached to things because of nostalgia, the memories that they contain, the experiences that we've interacted to use them with. And so at times we will go into the past, and we do that to remind ourselves of things. And it helps us be more grateful, deeply grateful for the present time, the moment, the now, on certain things that we've each experienced in our lives. So we use them as references, okay? It's like going into a library. And as a matter of fact, our subconscious mind is a library, and it copies everything. The subconscious mind copies everything around you, everything within you, everything. And it stores it in this vast library. So we will go there, and we'll go up and we'll open the door and we'll turn on the lights to this library. Each of us have one, and it's just vast. You look for walls. Normally you walk into a room and you're going to look at walls, right? No, you don't see any. It's so large. And you don't see any ceiling. It's so large. And so you'll go up to a couple of shelves and stuff, and you'll get some movies and some books and some pictures. You'll sit in the easy chair and you'll watch some of the movies. You'll read some of the books, and you'll look at some of the pictures. And you'll say, well, that was a really great time. I really enjoyed that. I'd love to do that again. And you can feel the euphoria when you do that and you reminisce, right? Through your heart. You feel that, not in the ego mind. And so you peruse and do that. And even some things that you remind yourselves is, well, I'm not going to do that the same way I did it before. It didn't work well the first time, so I'm going to do it differently if I do it. And so, but then we take everything, we put it back on the shelves, we turn off the light, we shut the door, and we move forward in life. And on occasion, we revisit. But see, some of us will stay there so long, I don't believe it's consciously intended. I believe it's unconscious. And stay there so long that we end up taking that past, bringing it into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past and that future. That's why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, I think just about all of us, one time, shape, form, or another, in this life, we will venture off into the future, right? You ever done this with yourself where you say, I wonder how things would be right now had, if this, and this happened. I wonder how my life would have been had this, and this happened. Had I made a different choice, or had I made a different decision. We do that a lot. And then we get hurried in this rat race, this external material physical world. And we get hurried, anxious, impatient. And so we're in a wanting mode, right? You ever been in a wanting mode? You don't know quite what it is that you want, but you still are wanting. You ever done that? I don't know. I can't put my finger on what I want, but I know I want something. I think we've all done that. And then we go into the future, right? Because we're creating a future in the now, but a lot of us don't know that. So we think the future is already there waiting for us. So we go into that future, and we want to know certain things. We want to know, when am I going to get the new house, or when am I going to get the new car, or when am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life, or when am I going to meet my lifelong romantic partner? When? Now, in a lot of occasions, people will seek external authority, which is tarot, card readers, crystal readers, astrologers, mediums, psychics, intuitives, you name it, right? And there's some people will just kind of take it with a grain of salt, other people will take it to heart. and they'll believe it. Not to say that it's not true. It's just saying that some people will believe it, other people won't. Now, the power in this is when you're told certain things by who you believe is an external authority of your future, that and you believe them, the manifesting begins. Say, you send it out to the universe and you believe this information that you're being given, and so a lot of the times, and then you don't focus. You just you kind of let it go and go about your business and the life, and it appears, it shows up. A lot of people have manifested things in their lives, a lot that, way later, 3-4 years later, because they let it go. They just didn't think about it. They put the intent out, they let it go. It's only when we're so focused on it and so in stress over it that we push it away. That's what gets frustrating for so many people. We push these things away from ourselves when we have an unlimited, continual, infinite and beyond flow of abundance coming to each and every single one of us. Period. So we have this abundance, we don't know it. We think we have to go to the abundance store and collect it, put it in some bags and take it home with us. But the only difference for any of us is that in the event that we move ourselves into a lower frequency, right, we move ourselves below the abundance. So the abundance keeps flowing, but we're not there to receive it. We drop down below it. So the universe is sending all of us this massive abundance all the time. Never not. And we haven't correlated the fact that if I lower my vibrational frequency, I'm going to drop out of the line of abundance that the universe is constantly sending to me and everyone else. That's a crucial element right there for every single being on this planet. You intend, and your vibrational frequency is low, you will get low vibrational frequency responses. It's an automatic. It isn't even debatable. And this is why so many people on this planet get so frustrated. Well, I thought sure this was going to happen for me. And it didn't. The universe has better ideas, and it's much more well-engineered than you can possibly imagine on what it knows you need or want. You might say to yourself, well, I thought sure I was going to get that, and then the universe sends you something even better. How many people have you heard say, I never expected that I would be here in this position today? I never dreamt in a million years that I would be where I'm at today. How many people have you heard say that? It's not complicated for any of us. It's just knowing. I'm going to keep my vibrational frequency high, genuinely, through my heart mind. I'm going to stay in the now, which removes me from the rat race. Now, let's say you look at this planet, right? And you know that you're the God. You're pure, deep, eternal love, pure consciousness. And so you enter the body and you are the heaven. You are the kingdom of God. You're the God. Period. That's it. So when you enter the body, you're heaven on earth, the body, the earth. And every step you take, you're creating paradise because you're consciously aware. Consciously aware means that you know through your heart mind that you are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And you shine your light. All of our lights are brilliant. There's no other light that compares to them. And we shine that light. And once we're consciously aware of it, we shine it. We could direct it anyway, beam it, direct it, flood it, just absolutely saturate and permeate everything around you 360 degrees, as if it's just going out in waves, right? You could flood this entire solar system, the galaxy, and the universe if you chose. You'd be walking, say, through a group of people somewhere, right? And say, okay, let's turn on the faucet, the hose, right? The light hose, and let's just saturate, permeate everybody that I walk through and around. Let's turn that on now, okay? And you say, God, let's turn that light really way up and just blast everybody with it. Pure, deep, eternal love, pure consciousness. We're turning this planet into a God-planet paradise through the collective consciousness of God, which we all are. So if you were to take, let's say, a starship off far enough outside in the sacredness of space so that this planet looked like a basketball, about the size of a basketball, and you saw that it just glowed. I mean, for goodness sakes, we've got over 8 billion humanoid vessels that literally are housing gods, not including all the other physical forms that gods are experiencing. So if you were to look, okay, at this planet and see that it glowed, as a God planet paradise that glows, you would look at all the lights in the universe and you would say, holy cow, they look like a lit candle in a dark room. They pale in comparison. Now, we have parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, right, that are asleep. I mean, they're stone cold asleep. They're going to wake up only when they choose to. We deeply love them, no different than do we deeply love the parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are awake, to a certain extent. And it's not like we are, here's the illusion in this universe. You're in a body, Bill's in a body. Bill's down the street, you're up the street. You look and wave at Bill. You look at Bill and say, Bill and I are separate. There's no way we are one. That's the illusion. See? That's the illusion. So parts of us could be 9,000 billion light years. It would appear apart when we're all one. See, this is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Gigaplexes, one gigaplex fills this universe with not even 1 square inch of sacred space to spare. These are trillions of gigaplexes from trillions of universes. It's infinity and beyond. This is all the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Tha, Yahweh, Yeshua, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth, all the loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited, all the off-worlders, galactic, celestials. Now, light energy beings, right? Well, we have eyes. We all know the eyes with these bodies that limited. We only see 1% of what is. So we don't see all the light energy beings in the light spectrum. Red, infrared, violet, ultraviolet, super green, blue, so on and so forth. But there is a group that we're familiar with that these bodies we're in. It's good to know this, that these bodies we're in are super dependent on. In other words, it allows us to stay in the body and experience the body, the gods that we are. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, dwarves, trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many others. Now, all you got to do is ask that body you're in, can you survive without air, water, fire, earth, ether, or wood? And that's a big no. We as gods would be forced out of these bodies. And who experiences those elementals? Who? The gods. We're all one. So we're all experiencing different forms of existence, right? And we're all interacting as one movement. Just like a flock of birds that you watch in the sky. They all move in precision. They move as one because they are one. Now all we got to do as a civilization is learn to do that with ourselves and each other. Move as one. Be as one. Then you haven't seen anything yet. When that kicks in, absolutely phenomenal. So the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do, but the gods in their bodies and the gods in ours are one. Now they know that we have amnesia. So they're constantly trying to figure out messages and stuff that they can send to us to kind of get us to wake up and to realize who and what exactly we are. And they don't stop. They continue to do this for lifetimes and lifetimes. Now, one message that they send to us in different ways, some of us acknowledge it at times, kinda. Other times we're too distracted and we don't pick up on it. But a lot of the times we'll be in a random conversation with somebody that you don't even know, complete stranger. And you feel very comfortable communicating with this person. And after the conversation, you go about your business and it dawns on you that you say, that was just not a regular conversation. That was an angel. And then you feel bliss. And the message is, isn't it absolutely magna glorious, stupendous, spectacular that we are in these bodies, experiencing these bodies, to be alive in the because as the balls of light that each of us are outside the body, we don't carry a physical of the body that we left. Why would we do that? Does that make any sense to any of you? No. That's done. It's over. So we're these brilliant balls of pure energy, pure consciousness, pure God. Sleep, we don't cry, we don't make love, we don't hold hands, we don't kiss. We don't hug. We don't walk through a park. And we don't see through these eyes. This is why these bodies are such at a premium to enter, to experience. Why do you think that it's pure evil, these lower dark matter, 5-matter frequencies are doing everything to kill off every body so that nothing can incarnate any ever again? So that all life is extinguished. A self-annihilation prophecy. That's the burden that the pure dark evil matter deals with second to second. Their own self-annihilation. In eventuality, that's their direction. So they're always trying to figure out a way for us to start losing our amnesia, humming around and understanding who and what we are. They can surround us at any one time, tens of thousands, tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. And all you got to do is ask them. You ask them, and within a split second, they're all around you, and you're in bliss. Now, the ascended masters, They have ascended into physical form, and they have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Now, the off-worlders, the galactics, and the celestials. Over 1,000 species travel through this solar system every day. Remember, we have over 160 planets in this solar system alone. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We are, however, familiar with a small group, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, Greys, Anunnaki, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramidavian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. We're focused on this planet. There's no guessing that. And we're focused on it to liberate. That's what each of us are doing, and collectively, all at once. This is eliminating the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, and all the purest of evil. And we're all in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, and abundance. We're all one. We're all God. And we're all love. And our God force love light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. We immediately form a massive white fire circle of light around the equation in this now. This emanates from the gods that each and every one of us are in these bodies. It is pure, deep, eternal love, pure consciousness. It's flooding, saturating, and permeating this planet, head to toe, inside now. 24/7, infinity and beyond. There's no escape. Ever. Now, this white fire circle of light, pure, deep, eternal love, begins to ascend above the planet. As it does, we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, it's not like an ocean of glitter that we would depict on this planet. So we take what we know and we expand it, such as a grand finale fireworks display, except a trillion times more intense and a trillion times larger. A laser light show grand finale display. And the same with the ballroom globe. And all the light you shine on it, this mirror globe floods anything and everything. This one's a trillion times larger and a trillion times more intense. So if you take all of these and you form them into one grand, spectacular crescendo, that's how we would be very close, very near on describing this ocean of glitter. Now, we pursue the reflective points, which are everywhere. And we look at these reflective points, and they're little tiny microscopic perfect. And we enter them and discover that all of us, everywhere and nowhere, are learning and teaching and learning with each other. We inhabit physical forms to learn. See? This is what we do. We inhabit physical forms to experience that particular physical form. Some of us enter planets, celestials, so we can experience what it's like to be or star. Others of us on this planet, a lot of us will pick an animal and we'll incarnate into an animal because we want to know what it's like to be that animal. And if you wanted to, you ever look at something and say, I wonder what it would be like to be that? We've all done that. Just out of curiosity. You can. You focus on your breath. You go into stillness. And for a moment, you'll know exactly what it's like to be whatever it is you asked yourself. You wondered what it would be like to be it. All of us have these abilities. Not a couple. All of us. This is how we learn. Imagine if you had the curiosity of the child that you were now, except you would have a big body, and you would have experienced things in life, but your understanding would still be your intuitiveness and always wanting to know more, learn more, experience this life. Now we're immediately met by the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are in these bodies, we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor, way beyond any armor on this planet. This white fire armor emanates from the gods that we are in these bodies. Pure, deep, eternal love, highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies encroach. Nothing. At this frequency, they'll vaporize. They stay away. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, revenge, manipulation, dishonesty, hurriedness, jealousy, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then there's all kinds of possibilities of demon possession, attachment, and other things. If you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substances, send them to pure consciousness where they are, gone. We are then met with the second part of this column of light, the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, purest of the purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that we created, the gods that we are within these bodies, to remind us all that we are the sun, the sunlight, rain, rainbows, sun sets and the sun rises, oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, trees, forests, soils, animals, the skies and the clouds. the mountains. We are everything. Everything is us. Always been that way. Always will be. Now, normally we would just, all of us would see things on the splendor of this planet, and we would look at a rainbow and say, isn't that beautiful? Or we would look at a sunset or a sunrise and say, wow, isn't that spectacular? And it is, because it's you, the God in that body. So every single time, through the heart mind, not the head, not the ego mind, but through the heart mind, you say, that is the God that I am. It's a whole shift of vibration, harmonics. It's totally different. Now, wouldn't it be different on this planet? We were all in that discovery. How do you think we would respect everything? Wouldn't we? Knowing who and what we are, and knowing everything is. We continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us that are carrying physical form step outside our physical form, hover effortlessly above it. And the reason we do this is because it's really fun, and you can. We're immediately met with this massive crystalline light tower. It sets right smack dab in front of us. We created this tower, larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, we notice this massive oblong sphere. The center of the sphere is a golden white ball of light. In turn, it is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. This, in turn, creates this massive, super bright white misty cloud formation that's sparkling, flashing, and reflecting. And it's absorbed right into our heart minds, and it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we discover that all of this is a reflection of the gods that we all are in these bodies. Now, at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it does, infinity and beyond, in this very now, 24/7. And this is pure, deep, eternal love. It is saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. There's no escape. There's no escape of the pure evil, the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. There's no escape, ever. They are being finished. And tap into this and see it through your heart mind's motion picture anytime you choose. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops are the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds nearly 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us, on and off world, focused on this planet's complete liberation from the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, into pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Every day, 7 days a week, for over 4 years, shifting and changing the frequencies and energies along with the collective consciousness and the direction of this civilization. That's why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And you can plug into it, and you can see the transformation. You can see it and feel it through your heart, mind's motion picture anytime you want, through your breath. You can see how the golden white pink shimmering light looks like a cascading, it's transparent almost, you can see through it, but yet you can see the colors and the frequencies. And you can picture this looking out of your eyes as it floods down, permeates and saturates the whole surface of the planet, on it, in it, above it, below it. This is pure, deep, eternal love, the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. Now, the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, the goop, the black goo, the AI goo, all of it, is literally raising itself off the planet. It can't attach itself to such a high vibrational frequency, so it tries to run. So as it tries to flee off of the planet, excuse me, this gossamer cascading, shimmering energy, this pure, deep, eternal love, floods it, and it starts to completely break apart and disintegrate before it can reach the sky, because the sky is this brilliant white, pink, golden color, and before it even can reach the sky, it starts to go into it and disintegrates. It's gone, permanently neutralized into neutralized substance. It's all gone. You can see this anytime you wish through the breath. For today, explore the perfection of duality. Notice there is both darkness and light within every person, thing, place, and experience. Get out a pen and paper and write down all of your biggest judgments and negative beliefs you have about other people. Then write down the opposite positive aspects of each belief. Notice what happens when you see the divine balance within each negativity in your life. Explore and feel this divine balance within yourself today. What would your life be like if you only saw a divinely balanced, perfect state in everyone and everything? Remember, the universe, this universe, is completely balanced, perfect, and divine. The negative judgments created from the mind make your world appear to be anything but that. Acknowledge the perfect balance that exists in this life, and recognize this each time you judge yourself or someone else today. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath, easy and slowly, through the nose, easy and slowly out the mouth. Be still. Uncontrollable mental chatter is the cause of all suffering in our lives. The moment we stop the mind for even a few minutes, a powerful peace-filled energy arises inside of us. Try it and see. To become the divine observer of your mind, and step back from the 60,000 thoughts that run through our heads each day. Simply choose to become the ever-present, witnessing observer of each experience. Choosing to be vigilantly aware of this ever-present observer of your mind can make the typical tragic, dramatic day transform into a harmonic symphony of joy and love. For today, devote all your energy to watching the incessant chatter happening inside your mind without buying into its drama. It doesn't matter what the mind does today. Just be a super observer and watch with amazement. If you get tangled up in some important thoughts, don't try to stop them, change them, or participate in them. Simply sit back, even deeper behind your mind, and relax your body. You can find it extremely entertaining to simply watch, listen, and have a good laugh all day long. Take this with you for the rest of the day and to the evening and night the following morning. We will return here Sunday, May 1st, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.